Racism, nationalism, all ends in great disaster. Adolf Hitler was obsessed with the idea of pure German race which he called Aryans. In order to expand the living space for that race, Adolf Hitler enacted the anti-Semitism law where Jews were persecuted, killing 6 million Jews in concentration camps and Holocaust. More than 1 million of those Jews who perished were children. My dear children, today we are dealing with such a child who lost her life in the concentration camp. The lesson, The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. Class 10 from the textbook First Flight. The Diary of a Young Girl is also known as The Diary of Anne Frank, journal by Anne Frank, a Jewish teenager who chronicled her family's 2 years 1942 to 1944 in hiding during the German occupation of the Netherlands during the World War II. The book was first published in 1947, 2 years after Anne's death in a concentration camp, and later become a classic of war literature. Just have a look about Anne Frank. Anne Frank was a German-born Jewish girl who was born in 12 June 1929. Her family moved to Amsterdam when Nazis gained power in Germany. As persecution against the Jewish people increased, the family moved to hiding in her father's office building. This diary was translated from Dutch to different languages. And we see that she documented her life in hiding from 1942 to 1944 during the German occupation of the Netherlands in the World War II. Her family was betrayed and transported to the concentration camps. She died in the concentration camp of Hitler, one of the most discussed Jewish victims of the Holocaust, on February or March 1945. And this Diary of the Young Girl is considered to be one of the world's best known books and has been the basis for several plays and films. Initially, we say that in 1940, the Netherlands was invaded by Germany, which began to enact various anti-Jewish measures, one of which required Anne and her sister to enroll in an all-Jewish school for the following year. Her experience in the school with her friends and teachers highlighted in the given lesson. Here, you will get a glimpse of her family circle too. Okay? Now, you see that on June 12, 1942, Anne received a red and a white plain diary for her 13th birthday from her parents. She started writing this diary at the Secret Annex. Secret Annex is the place where Anne Frank, along with the family, spent their hiding in the office building of her father. Okay? Then Anne Frank named her diary Kitty. She considered her diary as her best friend to open her heart to. Through this diary, she is expressing a lot of things about her life. Okay? So, coming to our lesson, I want my children to take your textbook and listen to the class. Okay? Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. Okay, as a 13-year-old girl, she is writing her diary for the first time. Let me read the paragraph first. Writing in a diary is really a strange experience for someone like me. Not only because I have never written anything before, but also because it seems to me that later on, neither I nor anyone else will be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I feel like writing, and I have an even greater need to get all things off my chest. So what we say in the first paragraph of this passage is all about Anne Frank's view of writing a diary. And here we see that the author feels that it is strange and unusual for her to write a diary because this is not her routine habit, first of all. Then she thinks that no one will be interested in reading the diary of a 13-year-old girl. And she feels that no one would be interested. And later on, she thinks that even she will not be interested in reading this one. Know that there is an age from 13, 14, 15. They are just stepping onto their teens. Adolescent age. They are giving much importance to the personal self. And she thinks that as long as she is not interested in reading such a stuff, she really believes that others also will not be interested in reading a diary like this. So that's why she thinks that I find it unusual to write a diary, because no one will be interested in reading a book written by a 13-year-old girl, especially talking about the diary of a girl. And she also thinks that even she will not be interested. Sometimes she also may go what? Uninterested in reading book like this. Okay? Then, and she thinks that this is going to be a new experience for Anne Frank, because so far she has never written a diary in her life. Okay? This diary she got as a birthday gift from her parents on her which birthday? On her 13th birthday. Okay? So she is very happy for getting this one. And now she says that, okay, she says that even I think that, okay, even though it is uninteresting, but I think that for me it's needed to write a diary. What is so? Here she feels that, okay, in future, I definitely believe that this book will do some help. Why? Because she says that as Anne Frank is concerned, she doesn't have a good friend to open her mind. Okay? And that's why she says that I feel like writing and I have even greater need to get all kinds of things off my chest. Okay? And that's why she says that yes, so far I was not writing anything, and no one will be interested in the musings of a musing means what? Musing means reflection or thoughts of a girl in the age of 13. But I feel like writing. Why? Because I have even greater need to get all things off my chest. Off my chest means all the things which I have hidden in my chest, hidden in my heart, I need to wipe it out. I need to say it to someone. So here indirectly she says that she is not having a person to express her mind, to open her mind. So she finds this diary as a friend who can listen and share her thoughts, which all the things that she suppressed in her mind so far. So that's why in the first paragraph, in the last line, she says that I have even greater need to get all kinds of things off my chest. Off my chest means I need to get it out of my heart, all the things that I have kept so far. Okay? So that's why she says that now this writing will help me to get rid of all the pains that I just buried in my heart. So finally, she decided what? Okay, let me write a diary. She thought of writing a diary in which she got as a gift from her parents on her 13th birthday. Okay, now the next paragraph. Paper has more patience than people. I thought of this saying on one of those days when I was feeling a little depressed and was sitting at home with my chin in my hands, bored and listless, wondering whether to stay in or go out. I finally stayed where I was brooding. Yes, paper does have more patience, and since I am not planning to let anyone else read this stuff-backed notebook grandly referred to as a diary, unless I should ever find a real friend, it probably won't make a bit of difference. Now I'm back to the point that prompted me to keep a diary in the first place. I don't have a friend. Okay? In this paragraph, what we see here is Anne Frank gives a detailed explanation of why she thought of writing or accepting this book and start writing her diary. You might have known that diary entry is something that we are updating about ourselves daily before sleeping. All the things that we have seen, we have experienced all the day through, we'll just note it down in a book. We'll just keep it as a diary, as a record for the things that happen on a particular day. Now here, we see that she says that paper has more patience than people. I thought of saying this on one of those days when I was feeling a little depressed and was sitting at home with my chin in my hands, bored and listless, wondering whether to stay in or go out. What is the meaning of listless? Listless means not energy, not having good energy or interested. So here, the author, who is the author here? Author is Anne Frank. Anne Frank feels that paper has much capacity to absorb the thought of people or to absorb the thoughts than people, because he is staying there and getting ready to receive all the thoughts of people that they are writing on this paper. Okay? And she thinks that people has less what? Patience. Okay? People have low patience, but a piece of paper, being a non-human, it won't refuse from absorbing her thoughts. And she says that she thought this thing because she was totally disturbed and depressed. She says this on an occasion when she finds herself totally depressed and disturbed, and she is not of a good mood to write, and she is sitting in front of the paper. She thinks whether I should go out or whether I should stay here. Okay? And looking at this, how the manner of her sitting is also said, how she is sitting. She says that yes, today I am here at home, so depressed, in deep thoughts, and she says that I am just keeping my hand on my chin and thinking likewise what to do, whether to sit here or to go out. And finally, she decided one thing, let me continue my writing. And all this time, this paper was waiting, okay, write it on me something. That's why she says that looking at the paper, she said that, yes, paper has more patience than men. We don't have. We even don't spare time. Maybe this paper has more patience because that is non-human. Okay? And looking at the paper, finally she thought, okay, let me write. Let me go out this time. Let me stay here and let me write all the things that comes into my mind. Okay? And here we see that why she wanted to make sure that she don't let anyone read her diary unless she gets a best friend. When she decided to continue her writing in this diary, she wanted to make sure that she won't let anyone read her diary unless she gets a best friend. You know that you will not show your diary to anyone. You will keep it as a secret. Okay? So, and here she says that I will not allow anyone to read my diary unless I get a friend of my own. Okay? My real friend, she means that a friend with whom she could share all her secrets. Okay? Then she says that anyhow, she finally decides that I don't have a real friend. That I think so. Okay? That's why here it says that, and unless I would ever meet a real friend, it probably won't make a difference. Okay? I don't have a real friend. That's why she says that I don't have a real friend. Now I am back to the point that prompted me to keep a diary in the first place. What is that? I don't have a best friend. Okay? So she says it very clearly about the thing that why she thought of writing this diary, because she wanted to open up all the thoughts that comes into her mind into this paper. Okay? She slowly started writing this diary, and the next one is that she doesn't have a friend to rely upon. So in order to empty her heart, in order to empty her mind, which is full of worries and disappointments, she wanted to open it to someone, and she find this diary as a friend. Okay? So, but she doesn't wanted anyone to read this diary. And she thinks that, okay, someone can read it only when I get friend as my own. Then only I will share this diary to that person. Okay? Now she is feeling so lonely and so deserted, and she is all alone. She has no friend to talk. She thought of writing everything into this diary. Okay? Then the next paragraph. Let me put it more clearly. Since no one will believe what 13-year-old girl is completely alone in this world, and I am not. I have loving parents and 16-year-old sister, and there are about 30 people I can call friends. I have a family, loving aunts, and a good home. No, on the surface, I seem to have everything except my one true friend. All I think about when I am with friends is having a good time. I can't bring myself to talk about anything but ordinary everyday things. We don't seem to be able to get any closer. But that's the problem. Maybe it's my fault that we don't confide in each other. In any case, that's just how things are. And unfortunately, they are not liable to change. That's why I have started diary. Okay? And the thing that we have seen in the last paragraph is repeated here again, telling that why she again started writing this diary. Already we have seen that she said in the last paragraph that she is all alone. But she says that even though I said that there is no one for me or I am completely alone in this world, she says that it's not 100% true. I'm not a person like that. She says that I have everyone around me. First of all, she says that she is having a family. Okay? And all these things she is writing in the diary. Whatever you are reading now is a part of what? Is a part of her diary. So in Anne's diary, she quotes that, yes, I have a loving family. Okay? So that's why she says that let me put it more clearly, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in this world. I am not. I have loving parents and a loving 16-year-old sister. Okay? Then she goes on explaining why she feels that she is alone. Why she feels like she is alone? Because she is not having a best friend. That's why she said that I am alone. In the sense that she doesn't have a friend to open her mind. But on the other side, she says that I have everyone. A loving family, a loving parent. Okay? And she says that she is not alone in her family. In her family, she has loving parents and a loving 16-year-old sister. What is the name of the sister? The name of the sister is Margot. Okay? And along with that, she says that she has about 30 people around that be called as friends. For her, she can call around 30 people as friends, but not as what? Not as best friend. Again, she stresses that I have aunts, uncles, and a good home. Okay? I lacked only one thing in my life. What is that? A true friend. To express myself. To confide. To confide means to say my personal things. To say all the things that comes into my mind. To call as a true best friend. That is the only thing that I lack in this world. That's why I said that I am alone in this world. That doesn't mean that I don't have a family. That doesn't mean that I don't have friends. That doesn't mean that I don't have relationships. Yes, I have aunts, I have uncles, I have good home. I have my family. I have a sister. I have 30 friends or 30 people around me to call as friends. But I lack one thing, a true friend that I can just share all my private things, all my things that comes into my mind. You know it because you are also passing this age. You have secrets in your life. You can't share all your secrets to all the friends. You can't share your secrets with your parents. There is some limitation. But there is no limitation if you have a true friend. You can share everything and anything with your friend. In that sense, she said that she is all alone. Okay? Now, she says that I wanted to get closer to someone who could be called as what? As a true friend. A trustworthy friend who will not cheat me. And she says that I am not blaming anyone for not having a trusty friend. She She thinks that, yes, maybe it's my own mistake. In the lines it was says that maybe it's my fault that we don't confide in each other. Maybe it's my fault. I can't bring myself to talk about anything but ordinary everyday things. And we don't seem to be able to get closer. That's what the problem is all about. I have 30 friends. Why I could not find among this one as my true friend is, I won't trust any of this. There's 30 friend circle. We don't trust each other in sharing private things. And she blames herself for not having a true friend. She says that maybe it's my mistake. Maybe I don't have a true sense of accepting any of my friends as a true friend. So again she stresses that. So that is one of the reasons why I thought of starting what? Writing a diary. That too I got from my parents on my 13th birthday. So she made this diary as her best friend, and she thought of just opening her mind and empty her heart by saying everything and writing everything on this particular diary. Is it clear? Okay. So this paragraph, she says that she is alone only because she doesn't have a true friend. But in other sense, she is lucky enough to have a great family with loving parents, a sister, then friends. She has friends and everything. Uncles, aunts, everyone is there. The only thing that she lacked in her life is a true trustworthy friend. And now she got one true and a trustworthy friend. And who is that friend? That friend is her diary. Okay? Then I think we can stop here. We can continue in the next class to see what she has to say much about her life. Okay, so this is why she started writing her diary, telling that I found a new friend in my life, my best friend. That is my diary. Okay, thank you all. God bless you.